Okay, hello guys. Good afternoon. Today at this time, I will tell you about superstition. Nah, in my opinion, superstition is something or activities that we believe can cause bad lucks or even showing us bad sign if we violate it. A lot of people believe it in a particular way. Uh, some superstition could bring bad luck or even good luck. Well, although they have no basic in science, many of these weirdly specific beliefs and it have a practice. Because they involve in a supernatural causes, it's no surprise that many superstitions are based on religion. For example, knocking on the wood is thought to come from folklore of the ancient Indo-Europeans, or possibly people who predated them, who believed that trees were home to various spirits. Touching a tree would invoke protection or blessing of the spirit within, just like that. But not at all superstition are religions. Some are just based on unfortunate coincidences and associations, like black cat. Black cat is sign of a bad luck. In ancient cultures, cats were often considered sacred animals. The Egyptians, for instance, believed cats were magical creatures that brought good luck. That's the first. But people began to turn on black cats during the 14th century and they became associated with bad luck. Likely because of the dark color. Things only got worse for the families in the 16th century. At that time, a fear of witchcraft spread throughout Europe. It was believed the so-called witches transformed into black cats so they could prowl the streets unnoticed. Even today, many people are afraid of black cats and avoid them. Yes, Japanese people always do that. Still, in the same century like this, they still do it. And the good luck ones is a horseshoe. This is a Western culture because the Japanese there is no horseshoe in their home. Basically, horseshoes are believed to be a lucky charm in many cultures. This is likely because they were once made from iron. In ancient times, iron was considered as magical metal since it could withstand fire. Many thought this gave iron horseshoes mystical powers and the ability to ward off bad luck. To bring good fortune to a family, a horseshoe was often nailed above the entrance to a home. Some believed the horseshoe should point upwards like a U vocal to collect good luck and prevent it from escaping, but others thought it should face down. That way, good luck could pour onto those who walk, turn under it. Yeah, there are still more about superstition, but I can talk about you in several things like this. So yeah, this is the end of my first video. See you in the next video.
Good afternoon, guys, and my name is Surya Maulana, and I want to talk to you about popular culture. What is the definition of popular culture? Why is popular culture is so important? Is popular culture is important to society? What are examples of popular culture? And then the last one is which is characteristic of popular culture. And then I will start with the definition of popular culture. So, in my opinion, popular culture refers to cultural products such as music, art, literature, fashion, dance, film, cyberculture, television, and radio that are consumed by the majority of a society's population. Popular culture are those types of media that have mass accessibility and appeal. And then, why is popular culture is so important? Popular culture and its trend pave the way for future generation, whether it be economically or socially. It is important because it's a good indicator of where we are going in regard to future society, consumerism, and developments. Pop culture in today's society is heavy on social media, music, and video games. Is popular culture important to society? Collectively, a popular culture that is an expression of a society's shared experience has essential value and beneficial function to that society. It's an important contributor to the information and growth of a healthy society. And then, what are examples of pop culture? The most common pop culture categories are entertainment, such as movies, music, television, and video games. And then sports, news as in people or place in the news, politics, fashion, technology, and slang, which is characteristic of popular culture. A characteristic of popular culture it is accessibility to the masses. Popular culture is the culture of the people that exist or predominates in a society at a certain point in time. So I think it's enough for my explanation to you about popular culture. I hope you understand what I have told to you. And then I think it's enough, and see you on my next video, and thank you. Good afternoon guys, and we meet again here on my second videos. And in my second videos I would tell you about slang. What is the definition of slang and what the example of slangs. So I will start with the definition of slang. In my opinion, slang is language born out of the mainstream, the product of subgroups of people, among them teenagers, students, racial, religious and ethnic minorities, rock and jazz musicians, prisoners, soldiers, and gangsters. Each is a group whose members spend a lot of time in each other's company, living lives often isolated or filled with turmoil, or certainly tension, innovation, or rebellion. Slang is the group's verbal distinction. The etymology of the word slang is uncertain. It was first used in the mid-1700s, and at the time, the definition of slang referred to the specific vocabulary of lower class or disreputable people. As time went on, slang no longer referred to the language spoken by disreputable people, but certainly it means something cruder than formally educated speech. I will give you the example of using slang. In social media slang, there are plenty of examples of slang from the rise of the internet and subsequent rise of social media. Example: lol or laughing out loud. Abbreviations are very common slang in current texting and social media posting. Other examples are LMBO or logging my butt off, LBS logging butt serious, or ROFL rolling on the floor logging. And then second example in social media slang is hashtag. An interesting slang example which is taken from writing and adapted into speech. The hashtag is used to define the main theme of a post. When spoken, it is slang for defining a theme or idea in what a person is talking about. For example, my boyfriend bought me the most amazing bucket of flowers yesterday. Hashtag please. And then I will give you the small example of the use of slang in sitcom. Small example of the use of slang in sitcom Tukang Ojek Pengkolan is when Mas Pur has a dialogue that contains such as "Waduh, you kelewat sirik you," or when Mas Pur talks to Mbak Angel, gue itu sebenarnya mau ngomong sesuatu sama kamu. Based on the example above, many of the conversation are using slangs, and yeah, I think it's enough. And this is what I can tell you about slang. And if I had a mistake, I'm apologize for that. And thank you for your attention, and I hope you enjoy my second video, and see you guys.
Yeah, come back with me again in the second video. So I've just read about article with the perception of beauty across culture. So the writer is a girl from India. She shared about experience in perception of beauty across cultures. So let's go on. The writer, or that girl, she tell that she want to perceive a beauty from her society, but she believes she is not beautiful as a social standard. So to cover it, she focused on her academic and excelled. At a very young age, still teens, she won a full scholarship to study abroad and left India. She came to several countries in several continents to share something, because she's teacher. So the first country that she came is Singapore. There she founded about one small or petite girl with the Chinese features is more beautiful there. It's a very difficult, very different with India. And whereas at this Africa, the fat or the big woman with their features is more beautiful. The fatter the woman is, the beautiful she is. Just like that. And when she was in Europe and Americans, everybody loved her British complexion. She have a brown black skin, right? It's so exotic there. In fact, the darker she get, the more beautiful she felt. Yeah, that's especially exotic there in Europe or America. And she got surprised when she was in South America. Yeah, the exact country is Venezuela. Venezuela is a country where women are thought to be among the most beautiful worldwide. The writer like to watch Miss Universe, and the most winner of the Miss Universe is from Venezuela. But in fact, when she came to the South America, exactly, and Venezuela, she got surprised because there is a culture there that young girl, basically from 15 or maybe 16 or even 17 age, they will have plastic surgery or get silicone implants to augment their assets. Well, it's terrible, man, because 15 is still young to get plastic surgery. Terrible there. Many people, many girl do that for what we call as self-esteem. Yeah, just like that. And in fact, there's tradition that when a girl turns 15, called Queen Senior, her parents are supposed to give her a big gift, and most times that is a book job. At the age of 15, can you imagine that? Then sometimes when she, the writer, went to the shopping center, she was surprised to see those larger than life-size mannequin. You know mannequin, right? Mannequin statue like a human in the mall center. There, you can go to the Google search, typing with Venezuela mannequins, and the results on the Google will pop up like this. Wow. What? I mean, about a various part of body will have self-esteem. Yeah, that's a perception of beauty in several countries that she experiences. So thank you for your attention. I think it's enough. See you.